And you really think Jeff is walking to the gym with no warm-up, doing crossovers to failure, then grabbing 90-pound dumbbells after already pre-exhausting his chest and doing one arm at a time as if it was nothing? Coach Greg and Jeff Cavalier's just come up with a 20-minute chest workout that's almost as effective as a regular chest workout. He put these exercises together after making a video on the best chest exercises you can do, ranking them from best to worst. So what do I think of it? Well, I've watched the video twice and I hate it. I'm going to go over the video, say why I hate it, what I would do different, and what exactly are my opinions on his workout and why I don't agree with it.
I'm going to show you what you have to do by trading in workout length for workout intensity to keep the gains coming in your chest. Just 20 minutes to get the job done.
So can you actually trade workout length for workout intensity? As in, can you just work out for 20 minutes and get the same benefits as you could during a normal workout if you're running short on time? No! If you could, why wouldn't we all just be working out for 20 minutes every day? What's the point of going to the gym for an hour and a half, when you can get all those same gains in 20 minutes? If it was that easy, that possible, we'd all just be training for 20 minutes. But we don't, because it's not nearly as effective.
Look, we've all been there, short on time, but still long on desire to not miss yet another workout.
Well, I can't say that we've all been there. After all, if you only have 20 minutes left, what in the heck were you doing during the other 24 hours? 24 hours in a day, and you only had 20 minutes to work out. Why? What were you doing? What was so busy that you couldn't spare 30 minutes, 40 minutes? Why 20 minutes? The only time I've gone to the gym and worked out for 20 minutes is when Good Life freaking closed the door. 24-hour freaking gym, and you show up at 8 o'clock and it's closing in 10 minutes. What is up with that? So no, you shouldn't only have 20 minutes. What is my advice? You only got 20 minutes. Go for a freaking walk. Do some cardio and save the gym for when you actually have time to commit to going to the gym. If you only have 20 minutes, it's not enough time. Skip the workout and save it for the next day. It's not going to hurt you. And if this is happening multiple times a week, you need to reprioritize your freaking life. You only have 20 minutes a day to commit to your health? What the heck are you doing? Skip something else on your life. Maybe stop watching TV. Go to the freaking gym for an hour. Is it not worth it? Is your life not worth it?
We're starting right away with chest. If you only had 20 minutes, could you get the job done?
And who the heck is only training one body part a day in this day and age? Chest. Does anyone go to the gym and only train chest? I trained chest today. I trained chest and triceps and calves and back. And if I only had 20 minutes, I'm not going to train all those body parts. And if I only had 20 minutes, I'm certainly not going to just train only chest. What about my back? Triceps? What about the other body parts? No one's training just chest in one day. If you are, you're only training each body part once a week. And if you're only training chest 20 minutes once a week, it is not enough. And even if you're training it for 2 hours, it's not proper. You need to split up your training so that you're hitting each body part twice a week. You can't train each body part twice a week if you're only training one body part each day. It makes no sense.
One exercise you will not find in this workout is the barbell bench press.
So I do agree, you don't have to do the bench press. There's no specific exercise that you have to do. When you're short on time, you only have 20 minutes.
And I used the first exercise, the cable crossover, as a pre-exhaust for the second.
So I don't agree with doing a pre-exhaust set and doing supersets when you only have 20 minutes. He's doing a set of 10 to 12 reps crossovers, and then he's doing another set right after for 5 reps. That is a superset. When you're doing supersets, you're fatiguing the muscle even more. That means you need to rest longer, but you only have 20 minutes. And he's saying you're only going to rest 1 minute between sets. If you're doing supersets or drop sets and only resting a minute, it is not enough. So if you're doing a shorter workout, resting less between sets, you need to avoid training to failure and beyond failure. It makes no sense to train that hard because if you do, you're going to need to rest longer. So think of it like this. You're supposed to do about 10 to 20 sets per body part in a week. That means if you're training for 20 minutes and you do 10 sets, you can do one set every 2 minutes. You'll get 10 sets in. Do that twice a week. That's 20 sets. That's plenty of sets. So if you walk in a 20-minute workout and you have a timer and every time it hits 2 minutes, you do a set, you're going to train plenty. If you do an average set in 30 seconds, that's going to give you a 1.5 minute rest between sets. Don't do any of the sets to failure. Save a little bit. Give yourself a little bit of energy so that after a 1.5 minute rest, you can actually push again. If you're training every set to failure and you only rest a minute, you're going to have nothing left. You're going to be lifting with 50% of the weight that you normally do. It's not enough. So please, rather than forcing a set to go all out because you don't have time, just rest a little bit less than usual and go and do more volume in that 20 minutes. Get a different kind of workout. Then on the other day, when you actually have time, rest longer between sets and then push harder. So think of the 20-minute workout as more of a volume training, more of a cardiovascular workout. You don't have to always train the same every single time you go to the gym.
Now, one of the limitations of this exercise is if you go too heavy, it becomes a bit of a core challenge. But we don't have to go heavy here. We can lighten up the load.
And during his best exercise video, he said this was not a good exercise because it uses too much of your core. But yet you're watching him do this exercise and he's going to failure. He can barely get the last rep. It's the first set of the day. He walks in, trains to failure. No warm-up. Does that seem appropriate? Does that seem smart? Just because you only have 20 minutes doesn't mean you walk in with no warm-up and go to failure and then do a superset. Don't agree with it.
And the best part about this is I don't have to necessarily go right into light weights because I had the pre-exhaust before this. I can still use relatively heavy weights.
And why are we doing one arm at a time? Does it not take longer to do a set doing one arm at a time than doing both arms at the same time? Why are we doing one arm after the other? Makes no sense. We're trying to save on time. Imagine doing one arm rows for your back. The right arm, you do it for 30 seconds, then the left arm for 30 seconds. Why would you do that when you could do both arms at the same time, get it over with in 30 seconds and actually rest? So this I disagree with 100%. If you are in fact doing a superset, at least superset by using both arms at the same time.
But make sure that I'm accommodating for those by lowering the repetitions, but still keeping the tension high. And
do you really think Jeff is walking to the gym with no warm-up, doing crossovers to failure, then grabbing 90-pound dumbbells after already pre-exhausting his chest and doing one arm at a time as if it was nothing? Really think Jeff is that strong? I'd love to watch Jeff in person. Did he actually do a set to failure and then not rest and then grab the 90s and press them one arm at a time? There's no way he could do that. Probably took the set, rested 5 minutes and said, okay, I'm fresh, let's do this. He probably had a pump before he even started his workout. Probably adequately warmed up, made sure the chest was pumped and full so he could look amazing in the video. He's not walking in, doing sets to failure, grabbing the 90s one arm at a time. So if you actually believe he could do this, you probably believe he never used fake weights in that deadlift or those bench presses back in those other videos. Did you watch those videos? Do you think Jeff actually lifts real weights?
Because the slow pace allows you to focus one side at a time. Not to mention, the pre-exhaust before this did have a bit of a warm-up effect.
Yeah, did that look safe? Did that look safe for the shoulders? 90 pounds, slow motion, contracting, shaking, going to failure with no warm-up sets. Even the dogs know it wasn't safe.
Again, the clock is ticking. We go right there to the incline dumbbell bench press.
And I do agree with doing the 30-degree incline dumbbell press. Great degree angle for the chest. Higher than that, 60 degrees, mostly shoulders. 45, that's about the maximum. I am a fan of 30 degrees for the incline bench, so great exercise to do.
The key here is, again, pushing myself all the way to failure, whatever that is.
And again, I don't believe in training to failure in a 20-minute workout. You're only resting 1 minute between sets. If you do 80 pounds on the first set for 10, and you try to do it again, probably only getting 5 reps. You're gonna have to drop the weight so low that you're not gonna be lifting anything heavy. Rather see you rest 1.5 minutes and only take 30 seconds for the set. Why are we resting only a minute when you don't need to? You could even do a set every 3 minutes and only do 7 sets. I'd rather see that, rest effectively and push harder, do 7 sets. You don't think you can get a great chest workout with 7 sets? So don't rush the workout just because you're rushed for time. Just do less sets and train hard. And I don't agree again. He's going to failure, then doing assisted reps for failure again. That's like doing a drop set. It's extremely intense. You don't need to train to failure and be on every set, especially in a 20-minute workout. Doesn't make sense. If you're actually training this hard, this close to failure, you need to rest longer, not shorter. If you're speeding through a workout, not resting as long, you need to hold something in the tank. Keep some reserve energy. Don't train to failure. So Jeff says train like an athlete. Is he actually an athlete? What is Jeff doing other than being shredded, looking lean? Is he actually an athlete? What sports is he involved in? I race bicycles. I taught phys ed. I've been in sports for years, my whole life. I don't think he actually gets it. When you train all out to failure, when you really push yourself, like when you do HIIT cardio, you can't just do 10 sets of HIIT cardio for 20 minutes, do it for a minute all out and rest a minute and keep going. If you do, you can't go all out. You can't go to failure. Sprint on a bike for a minute, rest a minute, and repeat that for 10 sets. There's no way you're doing it. So when I'm doing HIIT cardio, if I'm only resting a minute, I have to hold myself back, maybe go at 80%, because if not, I will be absolutely murdered by the time I get to the next set. So when I'm doing HIIT cardio for a minute, I need to rest 5 minutes to have enough energy to do anything close to the first set. Don't believe me? Try it yourself. Go all freaking out. Try. Give it your best effort for a minute and then rest a minute and see if you can repeat it. You will not. And if you can, means you didn't go hard enough. You pussied out. You went half-ass. Go all out for a minute, rest a minute, and actually see how much effort can you do the second time. Not a lot. Trust me. And if you can, you're not going hard. Try it. This is the same thing that's going to happen during a lifting workout. You're going to failure, doing dips, and then you're doing assisted dips to failure right after. Rest a minute and repeat. Can't do it. If you can, you're not actually pushing yourself to failure. I don't care how long you've been training. Don't care how athletic you are. You can't do it. I'm a professional bodybuilder, lifting 35 years, and I'm in shape. I have strength, muscular endurance, cardiovascular endurance. All of it, and I can't do it. So what makes you think a normal person can do this? They can't.
So my last exercise, which is the high-low banded crossover.
And he's doing one arm at a time. Why? Why not do the high to low at the same friggin' time? Why one arm and then the other arm and then switch back and forth? Why not just do both arms at the same time and rest and repeat? Does that not make more sense? What is it going to be? Oh, I only have a 20-minute time for bike ride, so rather than pedal both legs, I'll do my right leg for 30 seconds and then do my left leg for 30 seconds and keep going back and forth. No one does that. You train both freaking legs at the same time. Makes no sense.
This takes about 30 seconds or so for me to just burn out completely. I turn right into the second set. There's no rest.
So no one's actually training just chest on any given day. Most people are training multiple body parts on a given day. So what do you want to do if you want to save time? You do alternating sets. You train one body part, switch over to the other, and then go back and forth. Or you do a circuit like I do. That is how I train. So if I'm doing a set of chest, maybe it takes me a minute, then I rest a minute, and then I do a set of back for a minute, rest a minute, and I keep going back and forth from one exercise to the other. So I can do back, then chest, then calves, and keep rotating. That allows my chest to rest while I'm training my calves and my back so that by the time I get back to chest, it's already been resting for 5 minutes. That way I can push to failure and recover. And my workouts don't take that long. So rather than rush through a 20-minute workout, only doing one of your body parts, yeah, I could have gone today and just trained for 20 minutes, just done chest and had a pretty good workout. But why do that? When am I training my back, my triceps, my calves? Need to train everything. If you only got 20 minutes, do some cardio, do some stretching, do something different, and save the actual workout when you have the time. Ending it here. GregDoucette.com for coaching. Greg Doucette IB Pro. The bloops, you need to watch one of those. Don't forget to buy my freaking cookbooks. And until next time, I am out. Gert, deadlift that chair with your nose. I'm just going to scratch my back. No big deal. What else are you going to do, Gert? You going to twerk today? Deadlift chair Gert.